What if the one thing you're hiding is actually your greatest strength? What if that quirk, that trait you were told to suppress, or that emotion you avoid sharing, is the very thing that could unlock deeper connection, impact, and freedom in your life? We live in a time where perfection is carefully manufactured. Social media feeds show polished smiles, filtered bodies, and flawless routines. A constant highlight reel that trains us to believe that being loved means being perfect. But behind the scenes, many of us feel like we're constantly performing, hiding the messy parts, pretending to be more together than we really are, exhausted from keeping up a version of ourselves that isn't even real. The illusion of perfection is one of the most dangerous lies we've accepted. We curate every aspect of our digital lives, the lighting, the captions, the colors, to appear successful, happy, balanced. But behind every perfect photo is often a tired soul, a silent battle, or a deep fear of being seen for who we truly are. It's a game we all play, but no one ever wins. The truth is, pretending to be perfect robs you of the one thing you crave most: genuine connection. Because people don't bond with perfection. They bond with truth. They resonate with struggle. They feel seen in your realness, not your performance. Let me tell you a story. Mia was a young entrepreneur running a wellness brand. On Instagram, she looked like she had it all together: green smoothies, yoga at sunrise, clean aesthetics. But inside, she was unraveling. Anxiety, self-doubt, burnout. She was scared to share it, thinking it would ruin her image. But one day, she posted a raw, unfiltered story: messy hair, teary eyes, and an honest message. "I'm struggling, and I don't have all the answers." Something incredible happened. Instead of judgment, she was met with compassion. Her message went viral. Not because it was beautiful, but because it was real. That post became the turning point. Her audience grew, not just in size, but in depth. People finally felt they could relate to her, trust her, be like her, because she was like them. Mia realized that being authentic wasn't weakness. It was power. It freed her. It helped others. And it built a community around truth, not illusion. When you drop the facade, something beautiful happens. The people who are meant to find you do. Authenticity acts like a magnet. It repels the wrong crowd, and it draws in those who resonate with your truth. No more pretending. No more filtering your soul to be acceptable. Just you. Honest, imperfect, enough. And this isn't just emotional fluff. It's practical. Authenticity builds trust faster than any strategy. Whether you're leading a team, building a brand, or creating relationships, people follow what's real. They may admire perfection, but they connect with vulnerability. When you show up with honesty, you give others permission to do the same, and that creates a ripple effect of realness in a world starving for it. So, how do you start? Not by overhauling your life overnight. Start small. Be honest when someone asks how you're doing. Post something real, not rehearsed. Share a part of your story you've kept hidden. Let people see you before you're fully ready. Because if you wait for perfect, you'll wait forever. Embrace your awkward laugh, your quiet nature, your big ideas, your broken past. All of it. Because your authenticity is your competitive advantage. There is no one else with your exact experiences, your lens, your truth. And when you align your life with who you really are, not who the world expects you to be, you unlock something powerful. Influence. The kind that changes conversations, that breaks masks, that builds legacies. And in this digital-first world, where fake is loud and filters are everywhere, real is becoming rare. And rare is valuable. The future belongs to those who are bold enough to be real. In their brand, their work, their relationships, and their leadership. We're entering a new era where perfection is outdated and transparency is the new gold. Don't be afraid to show the cracks. They're where your light gets through. Because the people who matter don't want the perfect version of you. They want you. Raw, real, and honest. That's where trust is built. That's where love grows. That's where impact begins. So if you've been hiding, shrinking, filtering, let today be the moment you step forward as your full self. Speak the truth, even if your voice shakes. Choose connection over performance. Value real over perfect. Because the most powerful, magnetic, life-giving version of you is the one that's been hiding behind the mask all along. And here's the moral of the story. The world doesn't need another perfect image. It needs your presence, your honesty, your story. Because someone out there is waiting for your kind of real to remind them they're not alone. And when you embrace who you are without apology, you give others permission to do the same. That's not just healing, that's leadership, that's influence, that's freedom. Be brave enough to be real, and you'll be amazed at who shows up for you, and what kind of life begins when the mask finally drops. So, if you've been hiding, shrinking, filtering, let today be the moment you step forward as your full self. Speak the truth, even if your voice shakes. Choose connection over performance. Value real over perfect. Because the most powerful, magnetic, life-giving version of you is the one that's been hiding behind the mask all along. And here's the moral of the story. The world doesn't need another perfect image. It needs your presence, your honesty, your story. Because someone out there is waiting for your kind of real, to remind them they're not alone. And when you embrace who you are without apology, you give others permission to do the same. That's not just healing, that's leadership, that's influence, that's freedom. Be brave enough to be real, and you'll be amazed at who shows up for you, and what kind of life begins when the mask finally drops. Because authenticity is a quiet revolution, and every time you choose truth over performance, you chip away at a culture of perfection. You become a mirror for others who are tired of pretending. You become the safe space people crave. And most importantly, you become someone you can finally trust. That's the kind of peace no spotlight can buy, no applause can match. So don't just show the world who you think they want. Show them who you truly are. Not to impress them, but to inspire them. Because your story, in its rawest, most honest form, is exactly what someone needs to see to believe in their own.